Hi everyone, I'm Donna Norris, Soul Level Intuitive. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. It's really good to be here with all of you. Tonight, I'm going to be doing our usual thing where I try to read as many animals and people and give as many readings as I can. But first, I have a few announcements that I want to make. And the first announcement, excuse me, puppy wants up in my lap. The first announcement is somebody who, a special guest that I was talking about earlier, someone near and dear to my heart. And we've been acquainted for about 10 years and we've been working together a little longer than that, or no, not quite as long as that. And with that, I'm going to invite Angela with 16 Hands of Love to come onto the stage with me. Hi, Angela. Can you hear me
Hi,
okay?
Donna. I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's great to have you here.
Yeah,
Um,
great to be
and as
back.
ever, thank you. Yeah. So what I'd like to do is, if you don't mind, is tell everybody who's coming in, as they're coming in and getting settled, let's talk a little bit about what 16 Hands of Love actually is. I know I was just remembering that I came out to your very first location when you were just getting started. That's when we first met. But we
Yeah.
really got involved in working together as after, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, I guess now.
hmm
So
Yeah.
anyway, please tell us a little bit about 16 Hands of Love. It's
Yeah.
an
Well, thank
interesting
you.
name.
Right. Yeah. Well, speaking of that, so yeah, 16 Hands of Love. The the hands part for people who know horses, you measure horses in hands. So it just organically came about in my desire to kind of get back to nature and help everyone, people that I felt called to serve get reacquainted with nature. And then I knew using horses was going to be a big part of that. So the horses that I did my healing with, or my equinistic healing certification with up in Canada, kind of got me started on this journey in 2013. And then our first rescue is Dakota with a T, and it means friend to everyone, or his name means friend to everyone in the Sioux Native American language. And he was kind of the one that began all of it. I didn't know that we were necessarily going to begin a rescue, but we did incorporate into a nonprofit, a 501c3 animal sanctuary. We did that in 2016. So this October will be our 10-year anniversary doing that. And we do outdoor learning and healing and reconnecting to nature through rescued animals. So it's a lot of
Yeah.
animal intuitiveness like you offer, and it's a lot of heart resonance, nervous system reset, somatic work that the animals do to kind of bring about their gifts to the world. And I am their human, and I help be their voice. So yeah, we've morphed into all the animals we have now, more than just Dakota.
Yes, of course. I
Yeah,
think you
yeah.
have two horses and a pony right now, and then the other animals too.
Yeah, we have the two full size horses and then a mini horse. So three together with that, and then five goats, two livestock guardian dogs, and four chickens. And we do a lot of work with adults, but we also do a lot of work with children, and they love to do their learning with the animals. I always say if they're scared of one, they'll have another one that they'll like. If someone doesn't like the goats, then they like the chickens, or however it works.
Yeah.
But there's something for everyone.
Yeah, y'all should go and check out her. Well, she's got a YouTube channel, but she's also got Facebook and Instagram, and it's all under 16 Hands of Love. There's always new programs going on. She's had outreach for kids and helping them to get acquainted with nature and have respect for all living beings and other animals, all creatures. I remember when you were on the pond, you had a place with a pond and you
Mhm.
were showing them about water creatures as well as the ones on land. It was really neat. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We just wrote that in our blog, the message from the snake. But yeah, when you mentioned the kids programs, we have the heart-centered, hands-on healing and connecting with the herd. So we do like programs of how to kind of do a little bit of what you're doing, like intuitively connect to them and hear them and care for them
Yeah.
holistically, as well as conventionally. But yeah, we have lots. We do equine meditations with sound bowl healing and private sessions and open barn day nature play. We serve anybody. Everybody's welcome, all ages, all walks of life.
And you're located in Texas, right? Which is kind of
Yep,
how
we are.
yeah,
Yeah,
you were
you
in
and
my
I,
old
yeah.
hometown, Seabrook, for a long time.
Yep,
So
yeah, and the
hopefully we'll
herd
get you
is
back
in
to Seabrook soon.
yes, and the herd is in Hempstead right now, which is about an hour away out more in the country. But we have lots of people from Seabrook still drive that way. So yeah, we have a nice,
Awesome.
yeah, it's truly our gift and passion. Doing this, offering this, it's a heart calling for sure.
Yeah. Well, the reason I really wanted to bring you in tonight, especially now, is because I also do work with other animal intuitives, other soul level animal communicators, and we have our own little charity organization where we donate our time doing group readings for organizations like you to help raise funds. And I know your two full-size horses have some respiratory issues or had some last year, and you're trying to get ahead of that this year with preventive meds. And so we're trying to do a fundraiser to, number one, meet that goal, and number two, kind of help um, grow the fund for anything else that might be coming up. So anyway,
Yeah.
the animals do bring their own abundance. They bring so much healing. And so I'd love to be able to raise some money through a group reading with me and 4 other intuitives. And we'll be doing that on February 22nd. For those of you who want, it's online, it's on Zoom. So anybody here tonight can come and join. And it will be at 3 p.m. Central Time. Is that right?
Yep.
On
Yep.
the
That's correct.
22nd?
Yeah. Yep.
And
February.
why don't you tell them a little bit more about all the different ways they can participate? I don't know if you guys can't be there on the 22nd. There's still ways to participate because we do, in addition to the group reading, we give away private readings in a raffle. So why don't you
Yep.
talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so the main event, like you said, is at 3 p.m. It's about an hour, hour and a half. And right now, if we have a smaller group, everyone has a chance to have a reading if I have a smaller group. But you all intuitively choose people from the audience. And so there's a chance they could get a reading there, you know, a 10-minute reading with you and another intuitive, like you said. So it's kind of like double the
Mhm.
power, maybe you could say. And then
Yeah.
when if you can't attend that, you can do the raffle tickets, which puts you in the running to get one of 5 winners. So we have up to 5 spots to win, and that would give someone a private reading with an animal intuitive from the collective that you're working with, and it's a 30-minute Zoom or virtual reading basically that they could win. We have 5 of those available, and you can buy a raffle ticket for $5, 3 raffle tickets for 10, 7 for 20, or 25 for 50 if you want to go big. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's just really nice for us too. Like you said, it really helps the horses that had the respiratory issues. We're wanting to head that off this year with some preventative things.
Right.
So yeah.
And we do, yeah, we also offer at the end of the group reading, we offer what we call an after party,
Yeah.
PAWTY,
Yeah.
where people who want to buy a VIP ticket can stay for the after party and either ask a deeper question of their animal that we will help with and answer, or we can answer general questions about animal communication. Or if you would like to hear from Angela's herd, they might be on hand or available to provide their insight and input as well. I know they're really forthcoming
Yeah.
with their point of view.
Yeah.
If you
Yes.
ever, like I said, go to her social media, you'll hear all kinds of really cool messages from the herd. So,
Yeah. Yep. They signed up to do this work, so they know exactly what they're doing, and they want to be heard and be a part of things. And um, I'm just grateful to you and the Animal Communication Collective for giving them a voice as well, because it's a fun event, and I think
yeah.
supports a great cause, obviously.
Yeah, I love it because it's a tax deductible 501(c)(3,
Hmm.
ticket cost. You can deduct that. You can gift it to someone else, makes a great Valentine's gift. So just saying. They get to
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
do that
Yep.
or birthday or whatever, gift to yourself, give to your animal. You know, what animal doesn't want to be heard? I've never met one yet that didn't want to be heard. You know, so it would be a great way to give you time to connect with your animal too, one-on-one with one of us, with me or another reader. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think you guys would really enjoy it. You'd love it. But again, it's February 22nd coming up. That's a Sunday afternoon,
Mhm.
3 p.m. So please come and join me and three other readers on the screen, and then another animal communicator who will be working the chat line back in the background. And all of us are seasoned professionals, all trained by the same school of modality, I guess if you will. And so we were happy to do this. And 100% of the money that is paid to 16 Hands of Love stays with 16 Hands of Love. We do this as a way to give back and help those who are helping animals. So I hope you'll give that some consideration and come and join us on the 22nd.
Yeah, thank you, Donna. I hope so too. I hope to see some of your followers as well. I know they'll be in for a treat. It's really a great time. And like you said, I mean, I've been doing this 10 years and I haven't met anybody who gives 100%. And that is just phenomenal to me that y'all do that. So thank you so much.
It's our pleasure, really. It's an honor to be able to do this work. And so we're really thrilled to be able to work with you again this year and do this event. So it's always fun. It's usually funny,
Yeah,
but
yes.
always
Yeah,
powerful too and healing. So looking
yes.
forward to it.
Yeah, thank you so much. We're excited and we're
Yeah.
honored to be able to share on your channel today. And yeah, thank you.
And I'll be back in Texas again soon. So I will see you soon, literally.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, enjoy your readings tonight. And thank you so much for having me on for a minute and the herd, and y'all can hopefully get to meet them on the 22nd.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we love that.
virtually.
Cool.
Yep.
Awesome.
Thanks, Donna.
All
I'll,
right. We'll
I'll
talk
say
to you soon.
bye.
Thanks. Bye for now. Thank you guys for letting me do our little PSA. That it's such a worthy organization. You just wouldn't believe the transformation it makes in the lives of children and adults, who had no idea that animals that aren't their pets could also be their healer, and but they're just like animals in nature. They all have messages and they all have ways that they can help us. And I see so many people, wonderful familiar names and faces in the chat. I say faces in the chat. So I'm glad y'all are here. And I've got another announcement that I want to make. I've had several requests recently for a beginner animal communication class. And so what I'm going to do is it's about a 2.5 hour workshop. We might extend it to 3 hours. It's going to be on April the 19th, also on a weekend, also in the afternoon, and it will be at 2 p.m. Central Time. I'll be putting up a post announcement about it, but I just wanted to let you guys know April 19th, that's like a couple weeks after Easter. And what we do is we get into the basics of animal communication. And by the end of the 2.5 hours, you ought to be able to get a pretty good idea of what's going on with your pet and can be able to communicate with your pet and with others too, if you want to practice with others. So what I usually do with this workshop is I have it on a weekend, and then the following Tuesday, we have a practice where we can get together Tuesday evening. It's not mandatory, but it comes with the cost of the workshop, and it's very affordable. It's only $59, and so you get a lot of time packed in and an opportunity to ask any question that you want, and we'll be happy to help you. I'd love to see more people be able to talk one-on-one with their pet. Yeah, so you can do what I'm doing. The more you exercise the muscle, this is kind of like exercising a muscle, this working the right side of your brain and communicating telepathically with animals. So I look forward to that and hope to have you join me for the class. And let's see. I guess that's basically it for now. I want to say hi, Venus. Hi, Aunt B. And thank you for your kind words on my post, Aunt B. And happy birthday, Aunt B. Pure Joy LN, Vivian, Lori, Christine. Oh my gosh, so many people. Thank y'all for being here. Jennifer P. I think I saw Christina Oakley, Darla Walgenbach. Glad you're here. I'm going to try to go back up to the top of the feed and see if I can get started with doing some questions and some readings, okay? Kathleen Moore is my first question. Can you ask my spirit guides for a message from me? Thank you. Okay, nothing specific. Let's just see. They've always got something. So what they're showing me is that you are, how do they say this? You're in a state of stiffness, as opposed to ease and flow and being able to roll with the flow and just accept life on life's terms. There is a certain bit of resistance to something, or trying to, I mean, there's nothing wrong or certainly nothing unhealthy about trying to manifest, but when we try to manifest in a certain thing in a certain way, that can create sickness. So this is what they're showing me, is that you've got an idea or a desire and wanting it to happen in the way you want, in the way you envision it happening. And what they're asking for is to just kind of release the how it's going to happen and allow them some wiggle room so that they can bring things about in their way and in their time. Um, Things don't always happen with convenience store quickness, unfortunately. But this is what they're saying. Just try to relax. They're also saying that there is something going on with sleep. And feel free to put some things in the chat. I'll try to get back, with your feedback, get back through your feedback as I keep going through the list. But I hope that helps. And I hope you can just take a pause and try to remember. I don't want to sound pithy, but it's really helping me right now to say this to myself. So I'm going to share it with you as well. I'm making a concerted effort to show up differently for my world, for my day, and try to stay in a state of ease and flow. And what I am finding is that when I show up for the world differently, the world shows up differently for me. It's sort of like it responds, and things become more open. And since I started doing this, y'all, I am having visitation dreams like you would not believe. Like, my dad hasn't come. A lot of y'all probably know my dad passed in November, and he hasn't come yet, but a lot of other friends and family members who have crossed over, animals who have crossed over, are coming and like visiting with me. And the way I can tell is that it's not just a dream, is that I can remember it. It's when That's how I know it's a visitation, is that I can still remember it when I wake up. I can still remember who it was and what was happening and what was said and how it made me feel. So yeah, I'm just from setting the intention that I want to show up differently for the world and be in a state of ease and flow with it. And so anyway, for what that's worth, I hope that helps you, Kathleen, and I look forward to hearing any feedback. Taylor Knight, good to see you. I'm glad to be back. My mom's dog Annie is an older mini dachshund with issues moving her back legs. This is new and vet medicine is not helping. Recommendations, please add to Reiki list. Okay, Reiki list done, no problem there. As I tune into, the guides here, it's really not as easy for me to tune into your mom's guides because she's not here and she's the human for Annie. But I am doing my best to see what your guides have to say about this situation. There is something called bridging. And I don't know if you're familiar with bridging in animals, but in as they get older, as all of us get older, we tend to get a little arthritic, achy bones, creaky joints. The discs in between our vertebrae start to slip or dissolve, and then there's, bone on bone, and that causes some nerve pain, and that causes some arthritic pain. And what happens with that, especially in the spine, is that the vertebrae in older animals starts to fuse together. So that means, the discs, the spine is not as flexible, not as pliable. And so this is what I'm getting, is that there may be some of that happening in the lower part of Annie's backbone, her spine. So I don't know if the vet has checked for that or felt for that. I think you have to do x-rays and maybe even an MRI to confirm that. And again, this is just me talking. This is not me tuning into Annie. But so this and what they're saying. So they're talking about the possible fusion, this thing called bridging. So I don't know if that's something that you've already ruled out or ruled in, or if that's what's happening, but it does make it more difficult for them to climb stairs or jump on and off of like if your animals are like mine and they get on and off the sofa or on and off my chair here, they jump down, they jump up, and they can't do that without pain when the bones around their shoulders and their hips start to fuse or bridge. So let me see if I can tune into Annie. So I do feel in my body, as I'm trying to feel into Annie, shooting pain. So like from the hips going down the legs, I can even feel it, like pretend these are my toes, pretend they're her back paws, but you can feel it shooting down, similar to what humans would call sciatica pain. That's what I'm getting from Annie. She she is showing me like it comes and gets really bad for a time, and then it lets up a little bit. So she's not always in pain or in the same degree of pain. So it does come and go. But if you also have like a memory foam or a really cushy bed, or if your mom could get a really cushy bed for her, someplace where she could be buoyant, and get support for her back. Mhm. And please tell your mom that Annie really appreciates the extra loving and the cuddles and the snuggles. And there's been some tears. And Annie receives all that love and is sending it back with gratitude for the degree of respect and care that your mom is trying to give her. So please know that Annie loves her right back. And please give her that message. Thank you, Taylor. Donna 5528, Def 1. Glad you're here. Oh my goodness. I know there's lately there have been a whole bunch of us Donnas. Venus is here. Hey, Venus. Can you ask my girl Roxy in the picture, pretty girl, how her right front paw is feeling? What's wrong with it? She has trouble with it off and on and will sometimes yelp out of the blue. Thank you. Sure. Let's see. So what she's making me, what she's showing me is that she stepped on something, and I don't know if you can see in between the pads of her paws, but it's sort of like it went right through and poked up in there, almost like a splinter. And if she walks on it a certain way, it aggravates what that splinter is, almost like she stepped on a piece of wood and a little bit is broken off inside. But this is what it feels like. This is what she's showing me. I don't know how, yeah, I'm not really sure, but this is me talking. I don't really know of a way to try to get that out, or if there's a way to maybe soak their paw. That would be a really good, question for the Oracle of Google, to see if there's something out there that to try to help loosen that and get it to work its way out. It may just have to work its own way out. So thank you, Venus. I'm sorry for what she's going through. That's really a pain. I know how it feels when I get something stuck. I actually stepped on a needle one time as a kid and had to have surgery to take it out. It broke off. The needle broke off into one of my foot bones, But anyway, hope that doesn't happen. I hope she's able to work through it. Maybe it will even dissolve. Thank you, Venus. Jennifer P says hello, everybody. Pure Joy LN says hi. Angela AC 7922. Hi to you too. Lori Christine, hello. And I'll tell Angela you said hi. And Michelle Krantz has a question. As close as it is to Valentine's Day, is there a person of interest stepping forward this year? Heart. That would be cool. Looks like Santa's in the picture. Maybe he'll make a reappearance now that his work season's over. Let's see what the guides have to say. They're showing me like this is a year of new beginnings. This is a year of things blooming, like new relationships forming and new opportunities coming in for you. So I don't know if there's something that you've been thinking about doing, or maybe you're starting to participate in some new activity, but you're going to be out and just be in some activity, and you're going to be meeting all kinds of new people. So yeah, I would think that there is going to be, what are they saying here? I like your guides. Two have potential. You're going to meet several people, but there are going to be two that you really click with this year that, have potential for something deeper. So, hey, that's awesome. This is a beautiful year to start new things. And goodness knows, we cannot control what's going on in the bigger macro scenario, we can certainly change how we put ourselves out there in our own little micro in our world, right? So putting yourself out there from a place of love is going to do nothing but attract love back. So we come at the world from two positions always. Just as human beings, we come at the world from a place of fear. That's where you see people, who are judgy, critical, unhappy, picky. Yeah, and that's always a cover up for fear. But if you come at the place come at the world from a place of love, again, you're a lot easier to roll with the flow and smile, and you just exude that warmth that draws people in. I mean, who doesn't want to be around, an outgoing, confident, compassionate, kind, caring person? So, be that person that you want to attract, and that's exactly what you're going to draw in. This is a perfect time for it. So we're going into the year of the fire horse, so you can bring it in on a charge. That would be awesome. And I look forward to hearing back when that happens. Thanks, Michelle. They're pretty adamant. Potential. Yeah. It's Sunshine Melissa. Oh, thank you, Donna, for inviting Sunshine Melissa in. Glad you're here. Hi, Laura, 8678, and Jennifer P. Venus, thank you for asking for questions in caps. That's really nice. It does make it a little easier. Donna 5528 says, hi, Donna and Angela. When I feel a brushing or tiny squeeze or smell roses, is that my baby boy Dominic visiting me? I love him so much. Does my deceased cat Smokey love me? Hold on just a moment. I'm going to see. There is a lot of emotion for you, Donna, around Dominic and around that loss still. And he does come to comfort you and that he is more than okay. He is completely perfect and restored and strong and vital. And his soul is not your baby boy. His soul is a full-fledged soul, right? And so he is there, and he is trying to send you feel that like brush or wish of wind, and it's cool. It just feels different than the normal wind blowing against your neck. You just feels different. The hairs on the back of your neck stand up, or on your arms or whatnot. That's how you know it's spirit visiting. And so I would say, yes, that is Dominic visiting, because he knows that you're still processing and coming to terms with accepting that, moving through. It's hard to ever get to it's impossible to get to a place of acceptance of the loss of a baby. But you can get to a place of enough acceptance that you can move through it and go on. There's a soul lesson reason for him coming and only being there for a brief time. And part of that reason is he's saying it's joy for you to have that joy of motherhood and to have an appreciation for life. Wow. Definitely, you are feeling, he says you're feeling as if it's some kind of punishment that he didn't stay, and it's not about that at all. It was just that's the soul contract that he signed up for at your request. Before we ever come into body, we make soul contracts with the key people in our lives and the key animals in our lives, and I'm not here to give a full-on long reading about what your Akashic history is like and why you might have chosen this, but and I'm not saying you chose to make your life hard for yourself either. It's part of it. It may be correcting karma. I don't, it's just hard to say with just a few minutes of time here like we have right now. But please know that he's there and he's always going to be there. So you've got him like almost as part of your guide team whenever you want to call him in. His soul is fully grown. And does Smokey love me? Now, Smokey comes in with this, you know how some cats have this way of just kind of slowly closing their eyes and opening their eyes and then looking at you real intently? That's what Smokey is doing. Of course I love you, kind of thing. I'm there. And Smokey is definitely there and definitely sending love. So I feel like there's almost like this snuggle of like holding him like right here, and I can almost feel it, like I can feel when that happens with my cats. So thank you for that. Ooh, thank you for that. Thank you, Smokey. So I hope that helps, Donna. And Jennifer P67 has a question. I just lost my job. Oh, crud. That's terrible. Sorry about that. What can Spirit tell me about a job, finances, and coaching? I wish so hard for this job, but it didn't work out. What do I do for success? Let's see what your guides say. What your guides are saying is that this oh my goodness, I keep popping out. I hope that doesn't irritate y'all, but it irritates me. Sorry, all of a sudden my picture's gone for a nanosecond. But anyway, what they're saying is this is part of the process. Whatever kind of job you were doing, this is what you're supposed to be doing, just not with those people, just not with that organization. And it has nothing to do with, it has no impact, or it takes nothing away from you or your value or your worth or how good you are at what you do. You're great at what you do. So please don't take this personally, because it wasn't anything personal. It's something to do with their financial picture. is what I'm getting from that. So now let's see, going back to where to go now. Ooh. So I'm not sure how tech savvy you are, but they're talking about doing, you can go on Zoom and create videos on Zoom where you're basically talking to the camera, just sort of like I'm talking to all of y'all right now, and talk to the camera as if you were giving an elevator pitch, talking about what you do and how you can help people and how you can be of service and how you can be an asset. And do this for they're saying like pick a topic and then talk about how you can be an asset around that topic with regard to what you can bring to the table. And what this is going to give you is, they're saying, comfort in standing up in front of people and standing up and concisely conveying the value that you add. It's also going to be a confidence builder, because I will tell you, for me, doing this has taken years to build up the guts to sit here and do this. It's only because I know I'm being of service and I'm bringing through your guides and your loved ones, that keeps me sitting in this chair. Because when I just try to talk to the camera on a topic, that's why I don't have a whole lot of videos on my channels, because it's really difficult for me to sit and just talk to the camera. So, but it's really good for me to do it. And it's really good for me to do this as much as I do this, because then it makes me a little more comfortable with doing that. So I'm thinking that this may be part of why they're suggesting that you do this, but it's through this process. And they're talking about like posting. I don't follow technology very much, and I don't know what's out there on social media right now, but just put yourself out there and let the world know who you are and what you have to offer. Once you get, it really concise, and you know what kind of mission and what kind of path you want to take, set your intention and bring it in. Broadcast it so that you can bring it in. It's almost like a video resume or a video, what do they call that now? There's another name for it now. Resume is kind of a name of the past. But anyway, good luck, Jennifer P. Gosh. And coaching does sound good. I don't know if you are a coach or want to be a coach, but that does feel really right for me with you. Thank you, Jennifer. Good luck. I'm sorry about the job. Darla says, hi, everybody. Lori Christine. I would love to receive a message from my cat, Nathan, in spirit. He is so greatly loved and missed. Okay. Nathan is coming in to say he loves you fiercely, and he's there. He's saying, literally, I'm hearing, I'm right here. I'm right here. And I'm hearing, talk to me. So I don't know if you have a habit of talking to him, knowing that he's in spirit, but he hears you. So please don't stop doing that. And if you're not doing that, please talk to him. He wants to be there for you. He feels like he was your protector in life, but he's also your encourager in spirit. So I hope that helps, Lord Christine. Christina Oakley. Oh, you're welcome for the information on the fundraiser. And it's Sunshine Melissa. I love that handle. That's cool. I have had a major issue and fallout with a friend the past week. Will it work out? Will life just get better? Any message from Spirit? Well, if I'm not mistaken, there's some Mercury retrograde things happening, and there are a lot of the fire planets and signs of passion that are now coming into play. you know, Mars and Saturn and some of those, Jupiter, some of those really heavy, uber responsible signs, that are out there right now. You can obviously tell I'm not an astrologist, but it is causing this heaviness. And it's part of the reason why I had to take the step back and just make a conscious effort to come from a place of love. Every time I start worrying about something, every time I start, getting judgy, I have to step back and have compassion for myself and for whoever I'm being judgy about. So this is where your guides are saying, try to see your friend the way spirit sees their friend, the way, if you're a Christian, say the way God sees them. Try to see them from that higher perspective. We're all just here doing the best that we can. And the world is so effed up right now, and nobody knows what's coming. It just seems like we're constantly being bombarded with continual chaos and distractions. Um, it's just the games powerful people are playing right now. But it leaves us all feeling like we're in a state of rock'em sock'em robots and we're reeling. So we get so worn down by it that sometimes we snap, and sometimes we do have a falling out, and it happens. We're only human. But if we can shift and remember all the reasons why you were friends to begin with, um, think about all their good qualities. Think about the way their guides see them and what they might be going through that you don't have any idea about. And try to find a place to shift into forgiveness for yourself and forgiveness for them. And then see if that doesn't, just the energy of that doesn't prompt a conversation. And if not, there's no reason why you couldn't send a note to ask to have a coffee or to ask to have a phone call and to just say out loud, that things are in a state, the whole world is in a state of stress right now. And we don't have to let that stress extend to our relationship. And it's okay to agree to disagree. You may not resolve whatever it was you had the falling out over. That's not what's important as much as the relationship. If you care about that relationship, that's what's most important. I don't agree with my friends on everything. None of us do. So anyway, I hope that helps. And your guides are saying to try to see that higher perspective. How important is it really in the overall scheme of things, whatever the disagreement was about? It feels like to me like this is going to be, they're showing ripples in the water, right? But it is going to smooth out. So it feels to me like you're going to be able to smooth it out and work it out. Thanks, Spirit. So thank you. And thank you for being here tonight. I'm glad you're here. Darla has a question. Could you help me with anything you get from my cat Scout? Okay, then there's an I. So I don't know. Let me see if there's anything more to this. She has swelling on her nose. Hold on. She received antibiotics today, and I just did Reiki on her. Thank you. Right on. Good. If you want me to put her on my daily Reiki list, I can do that too. I'll do that certainly for the rest of February. And for those other people who have asked to be on the Reiki list, please just send me a text or send me an email or comment on one of my videos. I read all the comments, no matter how old the video is. I get a pop-up, so I'll read it. And let me know that you want to stay on the list. I'm happy to do that. So let's see what Scout has to say. Scout is not happy with having to be a mouth breather. And there's a, it looks like a pinprick. To when I ask her to if she has any idea what's going on or what's causing this swelling, I'm seeing like a little dot. So I don't know if something poked her or if she poked something and something's, festered and swollen, or if this is just the way she's trying to show me that it's just centered on her nose. Again, I don't want to try to put words in Scout's mouth, but she's pointing to like a dot on her nose. She's also giving me this taste in my mouth, like everything tastes funny. So I don't know if this medicine is causing her, her to have a funny taste in her mouth, or if it's she can't taste things because of what's going on with her nose. I really don't know. This is what she's giving me, though. The fact is, the data is, she's got a funny taste in her mouth right now. When I ask her how's her breathing overall, she's showed me that she's not struggling to get air or anything like that. She just is having to breathe more through her mouth as opposed to the way she's used to through her nose. So, oh, if you could do that Reiki, she did feel that. She says just a few minutes is fine. And I'm not sure where you placed your hands around her or if you put them on her, but what I'm being led to show you is like behind her ears. If you can just put a light touch behind her ears and sort of like you're cupping her face and send Reiki that way for a minute or two when you think of it as you can, as she allows. Her words, not mine, as she allows. That would be great. So thank you, Darla, and I hope that works. Is that Scout, the little white cat in your thumbnail? What a pretty baby. Beautiful cat. Anyway, thank you for the question. I hope that helps. Website, Jennifer P. Yes, there is a website I can share for 16 Hands of Love. It's 16handsoflove.org. I also did a video the other day, a quick video with Angela where we talked about it. And in the description of that video, that was just like yesterday or the day before, there's a link to where you can buy the tickets to the event or where you can buy raffle tickets. So but it's a great organization, and she's on Facebook and Instagram and starting to get a little more active on YouTube as well. And of course, for me, my workshop, my class, my private readings are all on donnanorris.net. You can also email me through my website. I'm trying to hit enter and it's like not wanting to allow me to make comments. How's that? Oh boy, that's crazy. Something's going on with internet right now. Not sure what's happening. The 22nd sounds great. Pure Joy, Ellen. I hope you'll come and join it. It's really cool. We team up, like there are 4 animal communicators in the group reading, and we team up in pairs. And first, one of us will feel energetically called to someone in the audience, and then we will bring their animal forward and give them. It's like more than what I'm able to do here. It's like 6-7 minute reading in answer to your animal's question and maybe even a message from your animal if there's time. And so sometimes, like I said, sometimes they're funny, but they're all fun. Sometimes they're really poignant and heartwarming. So, and it can be a living animal or one in spirit. And just like here tonight, they don't have to be present in the room to be able to get their point of view across for me to be able to connect. And so we have these two pairs of two readers, and then our pairs kind of switch off so that it kind of keeps things different. And the animals work with us through our frame of reference, right? They have to do that. They work with me through my frame of reference, my life experiences. And so they work with me that way. And another reader is going to have different life experiences, different background. And so you may ask one question and get two different perspectives on the answer. The same animal is working with that other reader in their frame of reference, so they're giving their perspective of the way that they're receiving information from your animal, and then I would, or the other second reader would be giving, the information the way we receive it. So it's really cool. If you haven't ever been to a group animal reading, it's something to see. I think the ticket price is $25 for the event, and they're usually not huge, so you have a really good chance of getting a reading in the hour and a half that we're going to be there. So when I say not huge, I mean like 20 or less people. So there's a pretty good odds. And then of course there's the giveaway for the free half-hour readings from each one of us. So I hope that is enticing, and I'd love to see you join. Thank you. Pure Joy LN says, my dog Izzy is 15 years old and her legs are clearly causing her pain. I'm grateful for each day with her, as I know our days together are limited. How does she feel about the pain? I assume that is her beautiful face in this thumbnail. I also have a 15-year-old animal, and we just went to the vet last week for the same kinds of issues. Just age-related pain and mobility and lack of stamina, like even from 6 months ago. So yeah, as we grow and as we evolve and as we begin to integrate the soul lesson that they come here to work on with us, their time goes short, and they go into the last chapter. And if we're lucky, we get the grace of a long goodbye. Sometimes if they feel like it's in our best interest for them to go suddenly, they will go suddenly. So it's just interesting how dogs, animals of any kind really plan their passing. But our animals do plan how they're going to leave us, and they try to time it such that even their departure is part of their soul lesson for us. So how does she feel about the pain? Let me tune into Izzy. Izzy has been here before, she says. She is, you know how you hear the expression old soul for people? Well, she's also an old soul. And so she's been here before. And she said, this is for her momentary. But what it's serving to do is to keep you in the present moment without worrying too much about what's coming ahead, and just be very present and be very focused on your love and your care for her in this moment. And she feels it, but this enables her to be able to convey energetically to you how much she loves you back. And she's got powerful juju, I like to say, because I got a little choked up there just as she was giving me this sense of love. I mean, my heart chakra just went, because she's got really big love for you. You guys have been through some stuff together. So she doesn't feel like she's ready to go right now. I don't know if you're concerned about that, but right now, this minute, she's okay, she says. So what she's showing me too is that, like, she as she walks, she starts stiffly and kind of with a limp, but the more she walks, it's almost like the limp gets less as she kind of gets in the flow. It's when she stays still for a long time. Here in the South, we call it getting stove up. You just get, I don't know how else to say it, stove up, like creaky, um, and stiff. So that's what's going on with her. But she feels like it's just momentary and it's part of the process. So thank you for being attentive. But she's saying, be focused, be in now. Animals always live in the now. They don't spend time ruminating over the past. They don't worry about what's happening in the future. They are always right here, right now. And so with this pain and this, aging process manifesting itself visually and viscerally for you, this is your opportunity to remember to stay right here and right now with her and with everything. So I hope that helps, Joy. Thank you. Aunt B, you're not late. I like to say you're not late until 9 or whatever time it is, until the hour's up. Let's see. Angela's link. Venus, thank you for that. Christina, thank you for that. Again, 16, like the number 16, hands, plural, of love.org is how you can go and check out all the beautiful work that Angela and her herd is doing for the community, and how you can talk to Dakota. Joker and Hermione are the two horses that need the assistance for it's like an asthma that they get in the spring and summer, and it's really difficult for them. But the vet says there is a preventive out there that they're trying to raise $1,000 so that they can treat both of them so that they won't have as rough of a summer in this year as they did last year. So anyway, thank you for that. And how do we sign up for class? I will be doing a post on YouTube in the next couple of weeks, let me just say, and I'll be announcing it on the lives, and I will have a link to my website. There'll be a place you can go on my website to sign up for the class on April 19th. Just mark your calendar and know at 2 p.m. Central Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, noon Pacific Time, we will be getting together for at least 2.5 hours, probably 3 hours. We're having fun. Just chalk up the time, because then we can practice. Once we get to the point where we're able to discern and bring some messages through, we can practice, and that's always fun too. So anyway, yeah, thank you for asking. I will definitely have that on my site soon. This is just a crazy busy week right now. Aunt B says, can you ask Shelby 6 years in the picture? Oh, cute dog. If a certain meat or food hurts her belly, or if the 2 small bumps on her back near bumps size of a pea are dangerous and need a vet. Thanks so much. Well, okay, let me bring Shelby in. First, I do want to say I'm not a vet, and obviously Shelby's not a vet, so it's kind of hard for either one of us to know if they're dangerous, if the lumps are dangerous. All they can say is, does it hurt, or if it hurts. And as Shelby comes in, they are not painful, is what she's saying. The bumps are not painful. What is there any food, honey, that hurts? Yeah, beef. And so, what you might consider is switching to, there are some foods in animals that are, I don't know, let's just say warm and cool. And so beef is like, say, a warm food. But lamb, on the other hand, is a cool food and it's very easy on the tummy. So you may want to try, segueing over to something like lamb. Because I really feel like I'm feeling a knot in my stomach, like that it's just hard. It's hard on the digestion. The beef is. So I hope that helps. And keep an eye on those bumps. I don't know when she's scheduled to go back for her annual or to get shots or anything like that. But if if they change consistencies, or sort of like if they're squishy and then they get hard, or if they're hard and then they get squishy or they grow, definitely not something to take a chance on. Please do what you can to get her to the vet. Thanks, Aunt B. Thanks for the question. These were great questions. Deborah, glad to see you. Christy Shada. It's a little after 9. I'm going to try to do this one more. Sebastian. Our current GSD is 5, German Shepherd, I guess. He itches so much, and I've tried everything, even a DNA test, and nothing is helping. Could you please tell me what would help him? Thank you so very much. Me tune into Sebastian. Wow. So again, coming back to that sense of heat, I'm feeling like he is gets hot spots, and he's like, it'll be here, and then it'll be here, and then it'll be here, and it's like he says, it's like itching from the inside out. So generally speaking, in my experience, obviously he's not a vet, I'm not a vet, but this is something that he's taking into his body. A lot of times it's food. I don't know if you've got like grain in the food. You might want to switch him to a grain-free food. A lot of times, for whatever reason, they put grains into animals' food that will bloat their stomach and make them itchy. There's also all kinds of in commercial dog food, or pet food, I should say, not just dogs. They put preservatives, they put chemicals, the same kind of junk they put in our food, which causes health problems for us over the long term. But there's something, most likely, it doesn't feel like it's anything that he's breathing and taking into his body, like through his breath. It feels like it's literally in his system. Like, so I feel like it's something that he's eating, or something that he's around. Now, I could be wrong, and it could be something that he's breathing that he's very, very allergic to. Like, dogs are highly sensitive to certain smells. And so you might even Google like dog sensitivity to what smells, and then see what it brings up, and see if there's something like that in your home or in his environment all the time, because you can eliminate that and see if that doesn't fix the problem. I mean, again, I'm not 100% accurate, so cover all your bases, but check that, and then also do the check with the food, and again, go to a milder food. Maybe he's allergic to whatever the flavor is. Maybe he's allergic to the added flavor. I have recently started, I switched mine to raw food. And now I'm switching to boiled chicken because they were having licking. They were starting to lick, which is an indication of some kind of allergy as well. So I hope that helps, Christy, and I hope Sebastian feels better soon. And gosh, Venus says thanks. It's been about a year. I think I missed something with you, Venus, because she's saying that maybe it's from her previous surgery for her broken toe. I'll have to look down. Oh, sorry. I'm seeing your puppy now, and it could be something left from us from the surgery. It could be, but it just feels like there's something that's embedded, almost like it's between the pads. Anyway, you're welcome. Again, when I'm channeling, it's like I'm gonna wake up in a new world with every comment. So thank you guys. I wish I had more time. It's already after time. Thank you all so much for being here. And I'm sorry I wasn't able to get to all of the comments. I will be traveling this next week. And so I'm going to Texas, as I told Angela earlier. So I will be talking to you guys this time next week from Texas. And I'll be posting about that. So if you didn't get your question answered tonight and you maybe are not able to sign up to try to get your question answered on the 22nd, please feel free to tune back into my next YouTube live, and I'm happy to serve. Thank you all so much for being here. I love you guys. Bye for now.